Hello everybody, this is Yael from Yael Alchemy, and I'm here to bring you the weekly message of the Divine Masculine for his beloved for the week of February 5 to the 11th. I hope you did watch the Twin Flame weekly video, which is already up, and there I kind of explained why I've been absent with the weekly readings for a couple of weeks. But again, thank you so much for thinking of me during that time, and for all your well wishes. Okay, so anyway, let's get on with the reading. As always, I've already prayed over the cards and shuffled them. And at the bottom of the deck, we have here the Five of Swords. And this is an energy of disappointment. So these energies would be really pertaining to the Divine Masculine. And you really have to view them in the context of his energies as mentioned in the Twin Flame weekly reading. If you did watch that, you know that he's having a very challenging time encountering resistance and moving forward. Not on his own. It's like if before we were sort of lighting fire up the Divine Masculine's arse, pardon the term, but it's an expression. So just to get him moving, now that fire is raring to go, except that the obstacles now are external. Okay, and even he is getting frustrated as well, and that's what the Five of Swords energy here represents, his disappointment at all this arising conflict that represent obstacles and hurdles. Okay, so the next card that we have here is the Three of Pentacles. And see here, Three of Pentacles usually represents the third energy that he does make combined with his Divine Feminine. See, and he's disappointed that, you know, he could not do this any faster. Here we have the Wheel of Fortune, just like I said, you know, can't get this thing to move, to budge, to get to where now he wants to go. And here, and that's why he is still exercising patience, as represented by the Strength card. You can see here, there's the picture of a lady and a lion, and look, in her heart chakra, which is actually where her higher heart is, there is the infinity symbol. And of course, as with all my readings, I do ask the assistance of spirit as regards what deck to use, whether it's for the weekly readings or for my clients, because depending on what deck I use, there's several messages that are really pertinent to either the question at hand or to the querent. Okay, and see there, now he's just in waiting position. We have here the Nine of Wands, which implies not only defense, but, you know, a fortified stance. Okay, the energy I'm getting from this is sort of him engaging the situation before he can totally get free of these things and move on to loftier ideals, loftier goals, which of course includes union with his beloved. Okay, so that's basically where, just expounds on where the Divine Masculine is at. Now, for his message, first card we have here is the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords, here we have this man, okay, and he's resting, and he's being overwatched or overlooked by three bears. These bears represent that the Divine Feminine energy, okay, Great Mother Bear energy, overwatching, overlooking this man as he rejuvenates himself. There is a trout here, and that would indicate his in a pool of water. So he's lying above that, and this trout is oddly underground. So this is also rest and healing from all those feelings that are bubbling deep inside. Okay, so he's telling his divine feminine to not give it a rest, but relax, basically. The next card we have here is the King of Pentacles. And King of Pentacles, here we have this king, and he's also flanked by that the divine feminine energy that is represented by the bears. And there is this unicorn here, and the tree of life that is enveloping the earth, okay, with its roots. And this would be the ultimate manifestation of things. You can see here this earth, and there's the sun, the moon here, okay, the great mother moon. So here, enveloping the earth with with very nurturing, protective energies. And because this is a King of Pentacles, okay, he goes about working things in a practical manner. Now, given his situation now, this is sort of a reassurance by the divine masculine that he's working on it despite things that are being hurled his way. Okay, we'll check out the other cards, and with the clarifying cards if this pertains to something more than that. But so far, that is the King of Pentacles. And in the middle of the spread, we have the Magician. Okay, and the Magician represents will. And here, the will to create with all the ingredients there on the table. And you can see the table is really decorated by yin-yang symbols. Okay, speaking of which, I was in they had yin-yang donuts in this bakery I went to, and they were actually quite delicious. Anyway, so there. Here, the Magician card. So either he's no, let me open everything first before I give you the message. Okay, but basically this is using whatever you have, whatever resources you have, to manifest the reality that you want to create for yourself. Okay, the next card we have here is the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is number one, he's very persistent. You can see the energy of movement here. And this knight draws his momentum, his motivation from the energies of the sun. Okay, so here we have the king drawing on the energies of the moon here as regards manifestation. But when it comes to the persistence, the dedication of going after whatever it is you want to create. Okay, here we have the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands, look, because his strength of will is so strong, he just powers through all those obstacles. And you can see here, if you haven't noticed, look at the end of his wand, there is a phoenix there at the tip of his wand, and that is a renewed sense of well, basically rebirth, and rekindling that momentum, because as I recall, a lot of the energies towards the end of the year, a lot of twins and a lot of the divine feminines really were almost despondent because of their situations. But there is a rekindling here of those energies, which was also present in the Twin Flame Weekly reading, okay? And I'm really not surprised because these messages, most oftentimes, they either expound on the messages in the Twin Flame Weekly or explain it further. Well, that means the same thing, okay? But they support each other. Others might find the messages redundant, but for me, it's confirmation, really. And I'm glad when it turns up that way, because it's not supposed to be a different energy. It's not supposed to be what is the word, in contradiction with one another. Okay, so the last card we have for the Divine Masculine is the Moon card. Okay, and the moon, really, you see here these two wolves howling at the moon, and there is a pathway leading up to the moon, and here these two pillars, you see the faces of the moon. And what I'm getting from this card, but we will wait for the clarifying cards, is that here, this is biding your time, because it's not your time. You have to wait for daybreak, which reminds me of that scene in Lord of the Rings. Where was that? I forget. Okay, it was they were in that castle, and they were the people of, oh gosh, I can't remember all their the names of how do you say this, never mind. But anyway, there was a scene, they were trapped there with all the bad guys, the orcs, okay? And then they thought that was going to be, can't remember the name of that castle. Anyway, but by the light of dawn, Gandalf went riding off to find all the riders of I cannot, Rohan. Okay, they're called the Riders of Rohan. And so while they were fending off all these orcs, by daybreak, Gandalf appeared with added support with the Riders of Rohan, who just came in time to save the day. And that is the feeling that I'm getting with this card. It is of biding your time when the opportunity is right. Now, before I summarize this message very quickly, let's pick clarifying cards. Okay, for the Four of Swords, okay, see, this is a la nativité, which is birth, and sometimes it also comes out as a plan. It's a plan that you have from birth, and that's why, look, Divine Masculine saying, relax, things are going according to plan. Well, at least the divine plan. It's like a precursor of things to come. In the meantime, this is the holding period, and just relax. Okay. For the King of Pentacles, okay, see, this is something happening very quickly, very suddenly, and this is the King of Pentacles, okay? So meaning either this energy will come in of you taking, you meaning the Divine Feminine, taking things into your own hands and taking charge of all the practical matters that you need to take care of during this holding period. And this is other things other than just waiting for the Divine Masculine, because remember him, he's in this energy, okay? waiting for the right time. And he's saying that in the meantime, you know, draw on this energy, and it's going to happen very fast, very suddenly, that opportunities will arise for you to be able to fix practical matters, whether that has to do with your abundance, finances, work, career, this, because it is the King of Pentacles, that's going to happen very quickly. Okay, and for the Magician card, okay, see, this is discovery. When this energy comes through, okay, and passes through your life, Divine Masculine is telling you to grab it, okay? Because look, this is something that you will discover, that you actually have everything that you need. You know, it's like some divine feminines, they worry about this and that, but they don't realize that what they want to happen is actually very feasible. They were just looking at it in the wrong way. And I recently had a private reading wherein that came up, because you know, sometimes things are just in front of you, but in order to find another solution, which is not really out of the box, because everything that's in the box is in front of you, all it needs to all one needs to do is to rearrange and see that perhaps it creates another picture. Perhaps you can, you know, make another dish out of it, market it differently, but everything is there and you can create already, you can use it. But this is going to be a discovery for a lot of the divine feminines, because remember, that's why it's good to sometimes shift your focus, okay? And I did ruin my eyes, because back in school we did a lot of reading for this professional degree, okay? Anyway, I thought, because I do have ADD, I thought that if I just had one lamp on and just, you know, it focused on the book, it would help me remember easier and, you know, improve my memory more, because, you know, there was a point of focus. Unfortunately, I learned too late that you're not supposed to do that. You have to have another light in the background so that your eyes, you know, refract. And yeah, I guess that is the term. So there is another point of focus or another source of light in the background so that you don't ruin your eyes, okay? Anyway, it wasn't too ruined. I usually can get by without glasses, okay? But I do use it for reading, and I read a lot for work, okay? So anyway, so there, it's going to be a discovery, but it's not going to be new, okay? And here, for the Knight of Wands, okay, see here, this is amity, this is friendship, this is things working out harmoniously, even if it doesn't seem so, okay? And in the context of this, remember, look, like I said, it's something you didn't think of, you didn't see, that it's going to help you really get things together in the physical, of course, while waiting for a divine masculine to get over this hurdle, okay? And here, with the Knight of Wands and the Phoenix there, this this whole new spark of motivation in you will be born. Again, even if, look, it seems very odd. They look like odd bedfellows there. You have the dog and the flower, and they're odd because, you know, my dogs tend to eat my plants. And I used to have a plant here. It came from Japan. It's ashitaba, and it's why all the people in that island, they live more than 100 years, because they actually eat leaves of that plant. And, you know, I had them all planted out there, and one of my dogs discovered it and discovered that it tastes good. So now they're all gone. And yes, I guess my dogs are healthy. Okay. So anyway, this discovering this new this mix of this odd bedfellows uh, is really gonna give you a new kind of enthusiasm for something that you thought was you had even become jaded about. Okay, and that's what the phoenix is there for, because there, the rebirth. And now for the moon card. Okay, so here we have negotiations, interaction, networking, and this is it. So keeping like-minded people, like-minded ideas close as you go through these phases of the moon. Okay, and remember, this is in the context of while you are resting and relaxing about and not obsessing about the outcome of this relationship, or where your divine masculine is. So this is it. This is keeping these this knowledge of, oh wait, hold on, let me, keeping the knowledge of that this has to go in phases. This moon will soon turn into the sunrise. Okay, and keeping like-minded people close by who understand this process. Okay, so basically that's what the divine masculine has for the divine feminine. Again, relax. That's it. This is relax. This energy will come to you to make the most of it, because you can create whatever you want to create, and you have all the things. Everything is there for you to just, how do you say it? Rearrange so that it gives you this new enthusiasm to go forward with such vigor and excitement, okay? As you wait for the proper time that, divine masculine comes in and enters. And I realize it's like, of course, there's so many twin flames, and a lot of your different phases. While there were waves before, because of individual karma and other things that you have to clear, the situations that you've gotten into, it doesn't all happen at the same time. Okay, so and sometimes it's almost like a merry-go-round, wherein if you miss getting off in the spot, oh no, let's say it's the subway, okay, and you miss your stop, it has to move forward and you have to wait for it to, traverse back until you get to that stop. And sometimes it happens that way. And because of other considerations, either the divine feminine, divine masculine misses a stop or an opportunity for the two souls to get together again in the physical and work things out. But then, because it is in the plan, they're just going to get on the next stop. Within that lifetime, of course. I know some of you are wondering that. Okay, so anyway, that's what I have for you. And because this is the love month, I do have a love booster on offer, and that is 30 minutes of Reiki with divine codes to enhance the unity and connection between twin flames, and for the love that flows between hearts to be unimpeded, and of course to flow both ways. And looks like the divine masculine also needs that right now, because there are obstacles. And to make love new again, and to increase the likelihood of forming a romantic relationship, if it is permitted, of course, in your Akashic records. Okay, so do check that out and see if you need it. This is the love month, the whole month of February, and of course the rest of the year. Okay, so that's what I have for you. Take care, everyone. Bye.